this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I am here with my big box of, or my big basket of scraps, and I thought let's come along and do some collaging. So I haven't done some collaging for a while, and my scraps are getting a little bit kind of large and out of control. So I've got some book pages here that I thought we could use as our bases. So I'm just going to pull out a few of the scraps to get started with. So yep, I've got quite a variety from different places. So I've got some book page there as well that we can incorporate. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we're going to have some really lovely, you know, really pretty collage pieces from these. So I'm just going to put that to the side. So I mean, it would be so wonderful to honestly you know, whittle down my scraps. So I'm going to go two at a time. So I'm going to just collage onto these book pages, and I'm going to try and do them in pairs, you know, not matching, not so as I've got matching pairs or anything like that, but just so that I'm, you know, hopefully going a little bit quicker. So I'm just going to, yeah, get literally collaging just any way, you know, just straight in, and just get sticking some things down. So this is from my Fantasy Doors collection. This is from my blue and green lace collection papers. So yep, we'll just go in and yeah, just kind of mix up some bits. This is from my Regency collection papers. Aren't they just gorgeous? I mean, I love Regency type era, and the patterns and things from the Regency style. I mean, there were, you know, the time when, you know, like sofas and things, they were all like Regency kind of patterns on the sofas and things like that. I don't know whether that was just here in the UK or whether that was globally, but yeah, it must have been, oh gosh, like probably 20 years ago or something now. But yeah, sofas had like a big sort of Regency feel. I mean, actually wallpaper as well had a Regency thing going on, didn't it? And yeah, I really loved that sort of pattern. I mean, actually, when you look back now, my gosh, it looks really dated, doesn't it? And just, yeah, really awful. But sort of at the time, I really did love it. So, you know, it was that time when you would get all the borders, like the wallpaper borders and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, you don't really seem to get that particularly now, but I did really like that type of look. So I'm just going to, yeah, mix up some different bits and pieces. So now I must not go down the overthinking route, because, and I know I say this all the time, honestly, I am just such a sucker for the overthinking when it comes to collage. You know, I really struggle to, you know, not go down that overthinking route. So I'm going to do my best to not do that. And this one, I'm thinking I may struggle even more, because these colours feel very, you know, very out of my comfort zone. But anyway, let's just see what happens. You know, it might work, it might turn out gorgeous, it might turn out hideous, but let's just go for it and see. So I hope everybody's day is going well. I hope you're maybe doing some crafting, having a nice time. Do share below, you know, what projects you're all working on. It's lovely to hear, and I know I say it all the time, but honestly, very kind of inspirational. You know, if you're kind of lacking a bit of motivation to hear what other people are working on, it can really kind of spark ideas and spark inspiration. So yeah, do share what it is that you're working on. Oops, sorry about that. So right, let's just get these bits down. I mean, I had kind of planned on being really rigid with my scraps and just not letting them build up really. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to kind of like, as soon as they start to build up, I'm going to get on with them. That didn't really pan out, and yeah, before I knew it, they were just, you know, all over again. But I guess, you know, it is very difficult to keep on top of your scraps, isn't it? So better late than never. And to be honest, you know, my box, it wasn't too bad. I mean, a little bit on the full side, but yeah, not too bad. So I'm going to come back to that other sheet in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm just gluing these bits down because obviously otherwise they're just moving about, and I just thought, to save them moving about constantly, let's glue them down and then, you know, find some other bits to glue on as well. So haven't really done any collaging. Well, I haven't really done a lot of collaging, you know, for a long time anyway. But I haven't done any collaging on book pages, especially, for absolutely ages. So it's a different experience. I know it sounds very strange, but just collaging on different size pieces, it does give you a different kind of experience, to be honest. So, you know, it's always worth mixing up your base pieces, because, you know, I find collaging on a 12 by 12 is a different experience to collaging, say, you know, on a book page, to collaging on an A4 sheet. You know, they all kind of give a different effect. So yeah, you know, it's fun to do a mixture and get a variety of different things going on, I think. Okay. Have to say, I'm loving this one already with these blues and the pinks. Wow, don't they just look scrumptious? I mean, they're not kind of like your typical, you know, things that you would necessarily put together, but I'm loving how they're looking. Really, really loving them. Okay. Okay. And also, do share below. I'm intrigued to know, do you collage with straight edges, or do you collage like I do with the torn edges? You know, I'm just intrigued really, because I don't know why, but for some reason I just can't do it with the straight edges, and I must really give it a go and, you know, push myself again out of my comfort zone and give that a try. So let me know below, what is your method of collaging? Are you a straight edge or are you a torn edge person? Because you know, interestingly, when I watch videos and things, I do notice that the majority of people seem to do straight edges, which, I mean, that's just really odd, because that's the way that I really struggle to do. And I'm not saying that that's odd, because, you know, of course we all have our own styles, but what I'm saying is I find it really strange that, you know, I can't seem to do straight edges when everybody else can. I mean, what's wrong with me? I don't know why I can't. So yeah, let me know what you know, what method do you use? Do you use the straight edges, or do you also do torn edges like I do? Right, now I'm thinking tear this down and then we can have another little bit of this somewhere. So yeah, put that on there. Yeah, perhaps I shall come along and do a video soon where we do straight edges. I can't get my head around it for some reason. And I don't know why. You know, I mean, I watched Gail Agostinelli, I watched Rachel from Roxy Creations, you know, and they all collage with straight edges. I'm sure I even watched Margaret from Seven Plaza, and I'm sure I watched her do a collage video where she was doing it with straight edges. So literally, it's, you know, it is the chosen way for everybody. So I'm just intrigued why I seem to struggle with that so much. And yeah, would just be interested to know, am I the only person, or do some of you guys also do, not curly edges, but, you know, torn edges as well? Or am I like the only person who seems to struggle to do straight edges? And why is that? I wonder why that is. I don't know why that would be. But yeah, definitely, it's a thing. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your favourite way to do it is. Right, now I've got these. Now, do we want to have... we could definitely have a bit of this ticket. So these are my ticket printables, and they were obviously, you know, printed them by mistake on the wrong paper, and I printed them onto the, you know, regular paper rather than sort of thicker paper. So I'm just going to, yeah, use these in here as well. Perhaps I'll have that up there. Perhaps I'll have it through there. Actually, I'm just going to perhaps we'll have this back side. This is from my Junk Journal Basics Kit 2. I'm thinking I need something kind of neutralish on here, so that's why I thought, well, actually, let's go for this one, because I think perhaps, you know, perhaps I just need a touch of sort of neutral, and then have that ticket piece like popped on like that. So yeah, I quite like that. And don't forget, you know, collage as well, it's one of those things that it's going to probably look, or, you know, possibly look not pleasing to the eye until you come to use it. So, well, I think two things. I think, first of all, when you cut it down, and I know I've said this so many times, it's like something magic happens. You know, when you trim around the edge and you tidy up all of these tatty edges that are all overhanging, I feel like something sort of almost like magical happens, where it's like, oh my goodness, it's a cohesive piece. When it all suddenly becomes like one piece. So there's that side of things. And also, I do as well think, you know, you might not necessarily like your collage that much until you come to use it and place like some other things on it. So, you know, for instance, you might be going to put, you know, clusters on there, you know, or something like that. And then at that point, you'll suddenly think, oh, that looks awesome. And, you know, that might be the case. It might not be the case, but just, you know, it could possibly be the case. So, yeah, sort of be forgiving with yourself. You know, if you're not loving it, it might just be that actually you're not going to love it until you come to use it. So, you know, be prepared for that, I think. Okay. And hey, you know, I am no collage expert at all. You know, I mean, I've only really been doing collage myself for, you know, quite a short time. And I think definitely it's a new skill, and it's, you know, it's another thing that takes a little bit of practice. And, you know, definitely it's a different way of crafting, you know. So I think, like all these things, it's not going to straight away be coming together, you know, unless you're very fortunate. Maybe it would. But yeah, for me, I think, you know, I made a lot that I did not like at all. And it took quite a long time to actually get to grips with any form of collage. And yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've done like the worst possible tearing ever on that piece. Right. Okay. You okay, sweetie? Oh, hello. Are you okay, darling? Nope, she's just ignoring me. Oh, you know why? She found her headphones earlier and she put her headphones on. So she's not ignoring me. She's obviously got her headphones on. So she's not having to listen to me. Oh, yes, I did say something. I just said, oh, you've obviously got your headphones on. So, yeah, I just said, are you okay?
Yeah. I don't have them on. I can't talk into my phone. I don't have power.
She's you know, got one of the boys' old phones. It's not got a SIM card in it or anything, but yeah, she can use it kind of at home, you know, like when it connects to the Wi-Fi. So she, you know, she goes on there with her friends, like, you know, chatting on, I don't know what it is that they chat on, but, you know, whatever it is that they chat on. And, you know, watching, obviously, videos and things like that. So, yeah, she found her headphones, but then actually, I forgot, but they were plug-in ones, and actually, yeah, I'm not sure she had a hole in her phone, you know, that took the piece, you know, that you have to plug them in with. Not sure I'm really loving that ticket there. Let's try this one. Okay. Right, what if I have this piece? Yeah, if I have that piece there, and then this one. Okay, oops. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just having to kind of like fill in little spaces here, but okay. I mean, on the plus side, I've just glanced up at the phone, and I think I've been filming for like 18 minutes. And already, you know, we've used up quite a couple of sheets, quite a few sheets of the scraps. And yeah, we've produced, well, I was going to say two, but one, and we're on our way to 2 little collage masterboards. So, you know, and of course we've got rid of some book page. So they're, you know, they're quite fun, aren't they? They're quite quick, they're quite fun. And, you know, definitely a brilliant scrap buster. So, right, there we go. So I'm going to put that to one side. Right, let's bring this one back in. And, yep, finish this one off. So I'm just going to put this down here. Okay. Right. You can see what else I've got here. Now I must not go into overthinking. Definitely not. Right. Oops. Oh, I've got this brown lace. Let's do some with that. Okay. Yep. Let's pop that one down. Like that. Do you know, I'm now thinking maybe what we should do is make a bunch of masterboards from scraps and then use them as our base pages for a ring bound journal, and do the whole journal like an eclectic kind of, you know, from scraps base. And then it would really be a lot of different colours and, you know, have a very, very eclectic kind of feel, which I think would actually be really, really fun. So, yeah, I mean, that would be quite a lot of work, to be honest, because, you know, we'd have to do a lot of masterboards to get our base pages. But I think it would be quite rewarding and, you know, definitely, let's face it, a very, very good scrap buster. And like I say, I think actually you'd end up with such a brilliant... Do we think that that's going to be a hideous combination on there? It maybe is a little bit of a step too far. Yeah, I think you'd end up with such a brilliant, like really, really, really different masterboard. You know, like nothing that you've ever done before. Well, nothing that I've ever done before anyway. It might be something you've done before. But yeah, I think it would definitely, you know, push you right outside of your comfort zone. So I'm thinking that would be quite a nice thing to do. I mean, I wouldn't perhaps bore you guys with, you know, doing endless masterboards like on video. So I'm thinking maybe I could do like a whole bunch of masterboards off video, and then we could come in with the masterboards done and do a ring bound journal. What do you think? It's just kind of ideas at the moment that's going on through my mind, but yeah, I'm thinking that would be really, really quite fun. Let me know what you think. I mean, I love ring bound journals, so I'm sort of biased, I suppose, but I think would definitely be, you know, a completely different way of doing them. So yeah, let me know what you think, whether you would be interested in that. Is something, you know, is that something that you would be interested in, you know, or do you think, oh gosh, no, that sounds horrible. That sounds boring. Let me know what you think. What do you guys like to use best for your bases for pages? You know, if you're doing a ring bound journal, for example, what do you like to use as your bases? I generally like to use, you know, I often use 12 by 12 paper pads as my bases. I think that works very, very well. I often use, what else do I often use? You know, book page kind of bundles, like, you know, if they're quite thick. So maybe I would clump up a bunch of book pages and use those as a base. So I think that works very nicely. Sometimes I might use digitals. If I've, you know, got some digitals, then I maybe would put them, yeah, if I've got some digitals, I maybe would put them, I'm not sure about that there. Thought it was going to look great, but well, I think it will look great when it comes to being used, actually. Oh, or should we mix the colours up? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, what was I saying? Sometimes use digitals, print them onto thicker paper, and then, you know, just fold them in half. So on an A4 sheet, print it onto, say, like 230 GSM or 210 GSM, something like that paper. And then just fold them in half and glue them together. And yeah, sometimes like to use things like that as my base for my pages. They, you know, they work pretty well. But definitely, I think this would be, you know, a really winning look. And like I say, I just think, wow, you would get a really awesome looking journal. Very, very, very different, because you'd have such a variety and such a big range of different things, you know, that you maybe wouldn't put together ordinarily. So yeah, I think would be pretty fun to do. But I mean, that's one of the things about junk journals, isn't it? You know, you really can use anything that you like for anything that you like. So, you know, there's no rules, there's no limits to what you can use or anything like that. You know, just anything goes. And, you know, the more eclectic that you can be in your style, actually, sometimes, you know, the better results you're going to get. So yeah, that's kind of, I think, one of the best things about junk journals is that you can be so, you know, so completely varied. Okay, so we've done 2 so far. So 2, and that's taken us 24 minutes. Right, let's see if we can do another 2 in similar sort of time. So let's do different colours this time. So again, just take my scraps and, you know, place them down. Well, let's just glue them straight down. Okay. Again, this reverse side, this is from the Junk Journal Basics Kit 2. Isn't that just such a gorgeous paper? The one that I'm gluing on now and covering up. And this is just from my damask papers, which equally, you know, I do really love those. This one might be from the Rich Damask, I think. Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, getting very, very hungry now. It's kind of afternoon, and well, it's not kind of afternoon, it is afternoon, and yeah, it's actually quite late. And it's school holidays at the moment, and yeah, I haven't had lunch yet, so I'm actually really hungry. So I will probably start waffling on about rubbish in a minute, because my concentration will suddenly fail completely, and I'll be like, oh my goodness, I'm so starving, because that seems to happen often. You know, you suddenly get to a point where your brain's like, what? No food? That's it. I'm not concentrating anymore, not talking any form of sense anymore. Right, now I've got this gorgeous pink from the Butterflies digital. So I think let's mix this up and have like some really pretty pinks and, you know, pinks and purples. So very, very girly, because the other one was blue, you know, so I'm not saying not girly, you know, but it was quite, what's the word? Well, quite tame, I suppose. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't really girly, was it? So, yeah, let's be really girly with this one and do lots of, you know, very, very girly colours. So I'm just having a look to see what I think would look really a good mix in here. Now, should we mix in some green? Or do we think that's a step too far? I think that might be quite nice, you know. Maybe just a little hint of green. Okay. So, yeah, just a tiny bit of green poking out, I think. Okay. And then this gorgeous pink. So in the Butterflies, there's the Butterflies cabinet collection, and there's also just the Butterflies. So this is just from the Butterflies collection, not the Butterflies cabinet collection papers. So yeah, if you're looking for it, it's not the cabinet collection. Okay. Just going to tear a little bit of that white edge off. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go down and have a yogurt in a minute after the video, because I'm very, very hungry, I must say. So, yeah. And it does just really affect your ability to concentrate after a while, doesn't it? You know, you suddenly get to that point where it's like, oh my goodness, I'm starving. Can't concentrate anymore. Haven't reached that point yet, but I'm sure it's coming. Sure it's coming soon. Okay. Now, I've also got this pale, so this is from the Pale Lace collection. I think I've got pale lilacs and pale pinks. Pale pinks and lilacs, and I think pale greens and blues, I think. I actually can't remember quite, so I do apologise. But yeah, I think this would look quite nice. Oh, maybe there. Not sure actually. Maybe it would be better having just a little torn off section. More like that. Yeah, perhaps I'll just have like smaller parts. That was quite a ginormous piece of paper, wasn't it? Yeah, it was ginormous, I think. So, yeah. Okay. Definitely need to keep a tissue on hand at the ready, don't you, for when you're doing collage, because the glue, you know, really seeps everywhere. Okay. Oh my goodness, I love how that looks. Isn't it weird how just sometimes, you know, you put things down and you just think, oh, I love how that looks, you know. You just kind of get it in just the right spot and it's like, oh, that looks lovely. You know, it's weird, isn't it? Right, now I'm just having a look to see what... Oh, what about this? So this is that one from the Regency collection again. And, you know, again, would not have been my, you know, my automatic kind of go-to, but I think that will look pretty nice on here. Now, pretty nice, but I just need to get it looking in the right spot, which is not quite so easy to achieve. Maybe I need to, yeah, just tear that sort of section off. Now this is where I've gone into slight overthinking, and you know, never a good thing, but yeah, sometimes I just can't help it. And I think collage is one of those things that requires not overthinking, but it's very difficult to not overthink. You know, if you're an overthinker, I think if you're an overthinker, and also if you're generally someone who likes to match things up quite well colour wise and things, I think the randomness of collage is, you know, very tricky to, yeah, to let yourself kind of trust the, you know, the random nature of it. It's kind of like, oh, really? That doesn't look, you know, like something I would put together in the real world ordinarily. So trusting to put it on a collage is like, it goes really against the grain, you know. You know, because sometimes it just goes against everything you would ordinarily do in any other sort of walk of life, really. Just going to put this down here. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, let's just take this one. Oh, just wondering whether I might have this fill in this gap somewhere. So let's just take this down here. Oh, maybe like that even. Maybe there. Oh, decisions, decisions. Let's do it here, I think. Looks good. Oh, I've got a straight edge going on here, look, that I didn't spot. So, yeah, I've got a straight edge. So sometimes they do slip in there without my noticing. But I did notice at the last minute. I thought, oh no, there's a straight edge. But yeah, hopefully I can just live with it. Okay, so now I've got this little florally bit. Thinking, should we just pop that down there? And that's another thing is, yeah, I think when I first started doing collage, I thought, oh, you mustn't put the same thing next to each other. And actually, I'm a bit more kind of like free and easy with that now, because like here, I think actually it looks okay to put this here. When I first started doing collage, I wouldn't have done that. I would have felt like, oh, you could not have the same piece touching the same piece, if you see what I mean. But now I'm like, well, it looks okay, you know. So, yeah, you might find that your kind of rules and, you know, where you kind of, you know, what you find acceptable, maybe it will kind of adjust and you'll think, oh, well, actually, you know, I don't mind that so much now. So down here, I might just have this little strip running straight along the bottom, I think. Although, to be honest, maybe that's a bit too big and I might have to break it up and have two different pieces. So, yeah, it just felt like it was a bit too, you know, like a little border. And I thought, oh, that doesn't look quite right. So, yeah, we'll just have that one there. Like that. And then maybe, actually, another piece of this. Maybe this one. Ooh, maybe like that. Yeah, maybe something like that. Because don't forget, you know, once you come to use this and you've got like your cluster and all of that stuff, you know, you're really not going to be noticing, you know, quite what you've put where anyway. So, you know, whilst I'm getting quite hung up on things and, you know, doing exactly the thing that I was talking about not doing, which is, of course, overthinking, you know, actually, once you come to use these bits, you're probably not really even going to be that aware of, you know, what was put down anyway. Oops. Okay, so I'm just going to, yeah, have that on there. Just, oops, just finishing off that corner. Now, I suddenly realised, you know, I said, oh, I'm doing 2 at a time and I'm going to try not to do them the same. This one, I kind of had put the same bits. So I'm going to mix that up now. Because I'd started out by obviously laying down these pink butterfly bits on with the purple paper, and yeah, of course that's going to then look the same as this. So I'm going to switch that in, or switch that up and not do that. So let's get rid of these out of the way and get rid of that out of the way. So yeah, let's do something different. So I'm going to use some of this paper, which we did use admittedly, but hopefully it's going to still look different to what we did on the other one. So let's just go in here and, yep, just go around the corners like that. Okay, I'm just moving across because I thought, well, actually, that's a pretty huge piece. So I've just decided to move it across a little bit. So let's just mop that up. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe just a bit here in the middle. Like that. Okay. And then this one, maybe just have this piece like off to the edge somewhere, maybe here. Okay. Oops. Just mop that up with the tissue. Oops, dear. Okay, right. Now, what should we mix this with? That's the question. What are we going to put this with? Let me see what I've got here. Right, okay. Oh, got these invoicey pieces with the florals. So, yeah, let's mix this in with some florals and some of the text. So, yeah. So, I'll just tear this down. Okay. Right, let's put the floral on. Okay, what's the time? Oh, 40 minutes. 40 minutes I'm up to. So, yeah, I need to crack on if I want to finish this in the 50 minutes, so that I've done the 2 within the 50 minutes. So, okay. Oh, I must say I'm just loving these colours together. Honestly, it's so weird because I've said this a lot, but purple's not really my colour. I like it, but for some reason I very rarely use purple. And I did say, oh, I'm going to do a purple journal. And weirdly, I feel like I've actually used purple quite a lot since I made that statement saying, oh, I don't really use purple. I seem like I've used nothing but purple, but yeah, it's weird. Because ordinarily, I would say I don't really use purple very much. But since saying it, I seem to have used nothing but. Okay. So yeah, these are the invoice header pieces from my invoice header kit. I can't remember the exact name of it, so I do apologise, but you get a lot of pages. I can't remember how many pages, but there's a lot. And a whole big variety of different invoices and what have you. So yeah, do check that out, because they are very fun. And, you know, hopefully you can see, very versatile. You know, you can do a lot of different things with them. So, right, oh, that's upside down, I've just realised. I don't really want to have that upside down. So, yeah, perhaps I'll have this. Right, let's just do this. Okay. Oh dear. Right, let's put that in there. Okay. Oh, my doggy Bo, she's asleep beside my chair. Honestly, it's her favourite place to be. She's decided she likes to just lay, you know, beside my stool that I sit on for crafting. So yeah, she's squished in like the tiniest space ever. I mean, literally to get out, I have to kind of like step over her. So she's, you know, she's taking a risk by being down there. Occasionally she has the odd thing drop on her, you know, like, well, I mean, so far nothing terrible, but yeah, she's in amongst it, in amongst ribbon and lace and, oh, all sorts of rubbish that, yeah, but she seems to like being there. She just likes to be anywhere that you are, to be honest. And yeah, she likes to be literally like glued to you. So for her, you know, I think she's like, oh, well, I'm squished in this little space, but hey, I'm next to you, so that's okay, you know. But yeah, she's probably not in like the safest place, to be honest. You know, she's taking a risk of having stuff drop on her. But having said that, I mean, dogs have pretty good instincts, don't they? And she seems to instantly, you know, wake up if she hears anything kind of like slipping from the desk. That's it. She's awake. She's off. She's moved from that spot. So yeah, she's not silly. She moves pretty quick if she needs to. Right, now thinking back down there. Okay, and maybe this up here, or maybe even right the way across. Yeah, and maybe then put some flowers up the top. So I'm just going to pop this down here. Now, again, this is something to do with my whole matchy-matchy thing, but if I've used one flower type on here, I don't necessarily find it very easy to then suddenly start bringing in a different flower. Now, that's random, I realise, you know. Again, am I the only person who does that? Tell me you know, and share in the comments, are you are you also like that? You know, if you've used one flower somewhere, would you then struggle to incorporate different flowers? Or, you know, would you not have a problem with that? So I'm going to put it like that. My goodness, what a stunning, you know, combination of colours and flowers, aren't they? Oh, I've used another straight edge there, look. Honestly, this one, I've, yeah, managed to use quite a few straight edges. That's just where I'm obviously hungry. Not even been aware of what I've been using. Okay, right. So I just pop that down, and then I think just flower down here. Okay. Oops. Like that, and then maybe this little piece here to fill in that space. Yeah, maybe that. So let's pop this one in first. Okie dokie. Yeah, oh my goodness, I really love the colours on this. It's by a mile my favourite masterboard that we've done today. Let me know below which one your favourite is. We'll have a look at them all in a minute, and I mean, I actually can't really remember the first two that we did. And maybe when I turn them all over, I'll think, oh, actually, no, I prefer one of the others. But at the moment, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this one's my favourite, hands down, my favourite. But yeah, oh, right, I did have some more flowers, which I'm pleased, because I was thinking, oh, let's do some more up here. So I'm just thinking a little bit of floral, just somewhere here at the top. Maybe even there. Oh, I don't know, it looks a bit plonked in now. Yeah, maybe that doesn't look as good as I'd thought. I mean, again, this is where when we cut down, it maybe will look better. So perhaps I'll reserve judgment until, or reserve gluing that on until I've cut this down. So let's watch the magic happen now. Now we cut these down. So let's just take these and we will just turn them over and we just trim around all of the edges. I mean, for me personally, I honestly think that this, you know, is a massive difference. Normally, who knows, maybe I'll be wrong today and maybe it won't do it today. But yeah, normally I feel like it's like somebody's waved a magic wand and it's like, you know, like the fairy godmother turning the, you know, the pumpkin into a carriage in Cinderella. It's like that. Because it goes from looking, you know, rubbish to now it looks like an actual collaged piece, you know, whereas before it just looked like a bunch of junk kind of put down on paper, didn't it? But yeah, it looks really good now, I think. So, and maybe I'll just put this little flower in the corner. I'm not even sure that it needs it, if I'm truthful, but let's just put it on because I've cut it out now. So, yep, let's just pop that down like that. Okay. Okay, right. Let's just smoosh that down. Okay. Okie dokie. Right. Let's cut around that bit just because it's, you know, gone over the edge slightly. Not much, but just a bit. Okay. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Right, there we go. Oh my goodness, I love those colours. Doesn't that just look very wedding-y? I don't know whether that's just me who thinks that, but wow, I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, let's take this one. So again, check out how awful this looks with all the scrappy edges. And now let's wave that magic wand and do the, you know, the magic process of cutting the scrappy edges off. And hopefully we're going to have that, you know, ta-da moment. Okay. Oh, do you know, I've had such a lot of fun doing this. It really has been a long time since I've collaged onto book page. And yeah, just this opportunity to come and use up scraps and, you know, do some collage masterboards using, you know, using up old book pages. I have enjoyed it so much. There we go. Isn't that just so lovely? And, you know, I really do just think such a massive difference to when all those tatty edges are still on there. So that's that one. And, you know, like I say, the big, not the big reveal, but, you know, the big transformation will also happen when you come to actually use these, you know, and you're going to stick clusters on and things. So, I mean, I've got just a couple of clusters here. I'm just going to pull these in. You know, this, for example, if you were to put that on here, you know, if this was cut down into a little pocket, you know, you could put that on in multiple of ways, and that just transforms that, doesn't it? Again, you could have it on this one. It just looks awesome, doesn't it? So yeah, really, really, really nice. Right, let's quickly do these ones. So this one, again, look at those scrappy edges. Look at how tatty that's looking. Let's now wave the magic wand. Okay, so one. And we're looking for that da-da moment again. So down these edges. Oh, this one's really tatty. I really was overhanging the edges a lot on this one, I've got to say. These are very soggy. My glue's really coming out a lot because I burnt the end of my glue with my hot glue gun. So I burnt the nozzle and, you know, put a really big hole in it. So yeah, they're very, very saturated with glue. So they will look better once they're dried. Oh my goodness, isn't that lovely? Yeah, I do actually really like that. I mean, it's very, very different to the other two, but very, very lovely. So then we've got this one. This was the first one I think that we did. And yeah, again, very tatty, bit, you know, bit rubbishy looking. So again, let's wave the magic wand, cut those edges off. Okay, 1, 2. Okie dokie. And then just here across the top. Right, are we ready for the big reveal? This is the final one. So let's hope it's a good one. Ready? Ta-da! Oh my goodness, isn't that lovely? So I'm just going to just bring in the cluster again, just to show you, you know, you can put this on kind of pretty much any of these and it's still going to look pretty good. I mean, I'm not saying it's, you know, it's best on these. Obviously, it was best on that first one because we had a lot of similar colours. But, you know, it still looks pretty good on these as well, doesn't it? And I've got this one here, so completely different looking cluster. Isn't that gorgeous? You know, when we put that on a different masterboard, you can just see instantly what an awesome pocket that is. You know, just with a little bit of, you know, lace and bling and things like that. What a brilliant pocket this would be. So, yeah, just absolutely love them. So, let me know below which one is your favourite. My favourite is definitely this one, I have to say. I just really, really love it. But I've got to be honest and say closely followed by this one. Really, really love how this one turned out. So, yeah, let me know below which one is your favourite. And, yeah, I hope you like them. And we will come back and do some other things. We will maybe come back and try a ring bound journal, making base pieces for the ring bound journal like this. Let me know what you think to that idea. Is that something that you would be interested in? And if it is, maybe we could do that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate a big thumbs up to this video. And yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.